Shalom, shalom, shalom. This is your brother Shataria here at Chicago Branch Great Millstone, prophesizing the return of the Heavenly Father Yahweh and the Son Yahweh Shai. You all ignorantly call him Jesus, but his true and Hebrew name is Yahweh Shai. Coming at you with another lesson. But before we get started, as always, we're going to give all praise, all honor, all glory to Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakadash. Double honors to our apostles and our elders here at Great Millstone who rule well. Honors to the hopeful elect. The so-called blacks, Latinos, and Native Americans are the biblical and true Hebrews of the Bible. Salutation to all the Akim out there pushing this word in truth and sincerity, the speckled bird, and all those whose lineage goes back to our forefathers, Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob, healthy Barakatah. And to the Akwaf, and those of you out there listening and learning, Shalom and Barakatah to you also. Illegal Immigrants and Deportations Part 2. Illegal Immigrants and Deportations Part 2. I did a lesson on this yesterday, and I see pretty much all of Great Millstone is doing lessons on this right now. It's big news. And without further ado, I'm going to let you watch this video, and we're going to jump right into the lesson.
Let's bring in Chicago resident Kata Truss, who sued the city over its handling of the migrant crisis. Thank you so much for joining us. First up, what was your reaction to the president's words there?
I felt good. I felt positive. I felt that change is on the horizon. One of the things that I just want to say to Americans is pray for President Trump, pray for this administration, pray for this country. I think that if we're all on the same accord, you've heard people talk a lot about in the last couple of days about peace, about love, about protections, about the good of the country. And I want us to keep those things at the forefront of the focus as we begin to see a lot of the things that President Trump wants to do here in America, those mandates pushed. And in terms of the migrant crisis here in Chicago, we're excited. We're excited to see that something is about to happen, that there's about to be a change. We cannot continue to hemorrhage money in this city the way that we have been. I do have some concerns, though, about the fact that I do know that city officials here are holding classes to teach migrants how to avoid ICE or how to evade ICE, basically teaching illegals how to be more illegal, if you will. That's troubling for me, but I have complete faith and confidence in Tom Homan and in our current president, so I'm excited for what's to come.
All right, so you mentioned Tom Homan. He brought up Chicago earlier when he was on this program, Call for Five Guys. This was Homan talking about how he's working up a target list. Listen.
We've been working on the target list. There was some discussion about Chicago because the specific operational plan was released. So we had to look at and reevaluate, does this raise officer safety concerns? And it does. But we've addressed that, and teams are all effective today.
Okay, so how confident are you that they're going to right the ship there in Chicago that's been dealing with this crisis?
I'm very confident. I am confident in this administration. I am confident in Tom Homan getting things done. And I am confident that the Chicagoans are going to step up. We're ready to assist in any way we can. There are those of us who are willing to work with this administration to make sure that people who are here illegally are sent back home. We want to also make sure that those criminals who came here to set up their criminal operations, again, are sent home. And so whatever we have to do as Chicagoans to assist with that, we're ready and willing to help.
Okay. Here is more from President Trump vowing to take back our cities. Okay, CF1, guys.
I will direct our government to use the full and immense power of federal and state law enforcement to eliminate the presence of all foreign gangs and criminal networks, bringing devastating crime to U.S. soil, including our cities and inner cities. And we are going to bring law and order back to our cities.
All right, so he is making some big promises here. I want to ask you about what people are saying on the ground there in Chicago. We know this is a Dem-led city. We know there are a lot of, Democrat voters in that town. Are you hearing people come around on these policies, seeing the problems that that city has had?
Well, here's the thing that people, I think, fail to understand about Chicagoans is that most of us are not okay with what is happening. Most of us are not okay with the migrant crisis. And in spite of what you may hear our mayor and Governor Pritzker say about how Chicagoans feel and where we stand, we are not happy about what is happening here. So we're excited that President Trump is in office. We are excited that Tom Homan and his team is coming here to help us out of this mess that our mayor and governor seem to be content on keeping us in.
Yeah, but on that point, the governor of your state says that Trump's scaring people. So is that true?
No, not at all. Not at all. And let me tell you something. I think that what has to happen, and not that I want to help the Democrats at all, but keep in mind, people either voted overwhelmingly for Trump or they stayed home. And the fact that people did that, those 4 people who stayed home and didn't show up to vote, it was still an attack on that party, on that Democratic Party. You had triple the number of people who did not show up to vote this election. So that should say to you, people are not happy with this. So in spite of what you may hear our governor say, the people are quite okay with what's happening.
Understood. Always appreciate when you can join us. Thank you very much for your time today.
Thank you.
All right.
Hey everyone, I'm Emily Campagna.
Well, Israel, there you have it. Chicago resident willing to help Trump administration with mass deportations. She said she felt good about the incoming administration. Let's go here. Let me go into my singing app. I used to like this app, okay, but it started singing and doing all kinds of other stuff, so I had to go back to my blue letter. But let's get this Sirach 12 and 10. Never trust your enemy. Okay. 12 and 10 in the Sirach. Okay, the Ecclesiasticus. We call it the Sirach. It says, never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Okay. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and be aware of him. And thou shalt be unto him as if thou hadst wiped a looking glass. And thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. Okay, so it says, as iron rusteth. Okay, so you know when you grab something you grab a piece of iron that's real rusty and you drop it, that rust on your hands, it's very hard to come off. And it says, like that looking glass, his ways, his customs and everything, they rub off on you. Okay. You even start to look like them. And that rust is hard to get off. Okay. All right. And it says, never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. And that rust is hard to come off you. Okay. It even says that like that looking glass, you even start to look at him because you've taken on his ways, and basically you've defiled yourself, okay? That going into that Sirach 13th chapter, he who toucheth pitch. As a matter of fact, let's grab that, okay? Let's get that, Sirach 13 and 1. It says, he that toucheth pitch shall be defiled therewith, and he that hath fellowship with the proud man shall be like unto him. See what I'm talking about, Israel? So never trust your enemies, all right? Like iron rusted, so is his wickedness. And when you go down to that second verse, let's get it so we don't butcher it. 12 and 10. It says, never trust thy enemy, for like as iron rusteth, so is his wickedness. Though he humble himself and go crouching, yet take good heed and be aware of him, and thou shalt be unto him as thou hadst white a looking glass. And thou shalt know that his rust have not been altogether wiped away. So this wickedness, when you trust him, his ways, they stick to you. This wickedness sticks to you. Like I said, when you pick up a piece of iron and it's real rusty, that rust has a hard time coming off. And it even says you start looking like him, all right? Again, Sirach 13 and 1. He that toucheth pitch shall be defiled wherewith, and he that have fellowship with the proud man shall be like unto him. So never trust your enemy, all right? And don't touch his pitch. And that's going into, taking on the customs, taking on the ways, taking on the traditions of this present day evil world, taking on the traditions of your enemy, all right? Never trust your enemy. Like it says in Jeremiah 10 and 2, learn not the way of the heathen, okay? And be not dismayed at the signs of heaven, but learn not the ways of the heathen, okay? And these heathens are your enemies, all right? Okay? And it says, and she was looking forward to things changing. Then she says, pray for this administration. Pray for this President Trump. Pray for America. Yeah, we send up curses daily. We the men here at Great Millstone, and we send up curses that our Savior would come back and destroy this place yesterday. We ain't praying for America. We sending up curses that America gets destroyed like yesterday. That this place, that our Savior comes back and redeems us and destroys this place like yesterday, okay? All right? And it says, pray for President Trump. President Trump can't save Babylon, all right? Okay, let's go here. Let's get Jeremiah. We're going to get out of this app before it starts singing. I'm glad it didn't do that to me this time. But we're going to get out of this app and we're going to go to Jeremiah 7. And we're going to go to Jeremiah 7 and 16. Jeremiah 7 and 16 reads, Israel, therefore pray not thou for this people. You didn't hear me. Let me read it again. Therefore, pray not thou for this people, neither lift up cry nor prayer for them, neither make intercession to me, for I will not hear thee. Therefore, pray not thou for these people, neither lift up cry nor prayer for them, neither make intercession to me, for I will not hear you. So we ain't got no business praying for these wicked ass people, all right? See what I mean, Israel? We're not supposed to be praying for these wicked ass people and shouldn't be letting them rule over us, okay? Let's go here. Let's get this Deuteronomy. Let's get Deuteronomy 17. Deuteronomy 17 and 15. All right, Deuteronomy 17 and 15. And it says, thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother. So we ain't supposed to be letting these people rule over us. We shouldn't be, and she's praising this administration, praising this country, praising President Trump, all right? Okay? And I just gave you that Deuteronomy 7 and 16. Pray not for these people, okay? All right? Hey, and we shouldn't be setting them to rule over us, all right? You shouldn't be voting for nan one of them anyway, all right? We'll address that a little later down the line in the lesson. But Deuteronomy 17 and 15, thou shalt in any wise set him king over thee, whom the Lord thy God shall choose. One from among thy brethren shalt thou set king over thee. Thou mayest not set a stranger over thee, which is not thy brother, okay? All right, so we shouldn't be voting anyway, all right? And Donald Trump, he can't save America, all right? Let's go here and move on with the lesson. Let's get this Deuteronomy 32 and 39, all right? Deuteronomy 32 and 39, and it reads, see now that even I am he, and there is no God with me. I kill, and I make alive. I wound, and I heal. Neither is there any that can deliver out of my hand. Okay, so you see, Donald Trump can't save Babylon, a.k.a. America, the mother of harlots, mistress of witchcraft that rideth upon the beast. And the beast is NATO, okay? So Donald Trump can't save Babylon, a.k.a. America, all right? Okay, he can't save it. He can't do it, okay? Yeah, so, see, Israel, we serve an awesome God. And she from Chicago, which is my hometown. And I just did a lesson on that, this same thing yesterday, all right? Officials from at least 6 federal agencies descended on Chicago yesterday to conduct what they dubbed as targeted immigration enforcement operations across the city and the suburbs, okay? So, man, see, she went into helping this administration round up illegal immigrants, okay? And that's our brethren, okay? That's the Northern Kingdom, which is the Northern Kingdom, these so-called illegal immigrants, all right? That's our brethren she talking about. And she's talking about helping the enemy round them up. She's talking about helping our oppressor round up our brother in Gad. Let's go here real quick. Let's get this Proverbs. Let's grab Proverbs and let's get 3 and 31 in the book of Proverbs. And it says, envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways, okay? And I just gave you that Sirach 12 and 10. Trust not thy enemy. Never trust thy enemy, okay? All right? So that's what it is. You know, envy thou not the oppressor and choose none of his ways, all right? So she's talking about helping this administration round up the so-called illegal immigrants, which are our brethren. That's the the Northern Kingdom, okay? That's the Northern Kingdom. We'll get into that in 1 second, but let's go here first. All right, let's get Jeremiah. Let's get Jeremiah 30, and let's get Jeremiah 30 and 7. It says, at last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it, okay? Again, at last, that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it, okay? He shall be saved out of it, okay? So, we are oppressed. The Northern Kingdom, that's our brethren, all right? Okay, and we ain't supposed to be helping these heathens. This is our enemy, okay? Our oppressor, round up our brethren, all right? Okay, and the real illegal immigrants are these heathens, all right? These Edomites, all right? The earth is given into the hands of the wicked. They cover the faces of the judges thereof, if not wherein who is he? Roughly paraphrasing, and that's Job 9th chapter, verse 24, okay? Job 9 and 24. The earth is given into their hands, all right? And these are the wicked. And Esau is the real illegal immigrants because they have stolen this land from our brethren. Gad, which is the Native American. Reuben, which is the Seminole Indian. All right. And Issachar, okay, which is the Mexican Indians, so to speak. Issachar is the tribe of Issachar, okay? All right, those are your Mexicans, all right? And basically, this is their land to begin with, okay? Like I said, it's been stolen from them, okay? It's been stolen from them, okay? And what's happening, America, okay, the uttermost part of the world, the North Country, America, that's the Native Americans' land. That's the tribe of Gad, our Native American brethren, okay? And when you go south, you have Reuben, which are the Seminoles, okay? And then when you go west, you have Issachar, okay? And New Mexico, Nevada, Utah, Arizona, Colorado, Texas, California, all that is Mexico, all right? So they just coming back to their land, which is rightfully theirs to begin with. This Edomite, they're the illegal immigrants because they've stolen everything they got, and everything they have is based and built on a lie. Rape, rob, murder, theft, mass murder, and boss BS. That's what it is. Let's go here real quick. Let's get Micah. Okay, let's get Micah 2:1. And this is how he got everything that he has. Woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And point being right here in Micah 2:2. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage, okay? And they've taken our land, okay? They're over there in the land of milk and honey, which is our land, Israel, okay? Small hatters over there perpetrating a fraud, trying to pretend to be us, them 1940s, all right? That's when they got it, 1948ers, okay? All right, so they got that land for our disobedience because we were disobedient to Yahweh Bahasham Yahweh Shai, and we're in this low state that we're in right now. We're in this captivity that we're in now because we were disobedient to the Lord. But getting back, that's another lesson in itself. Getting back to this lesson, illegal immigrants and deportations, part 2. Hey, this is their land. The Lord gave them this land, okay? And it was stolen from them by the wicked, okay? And that's how he has everything. Everything he has is based on a lie. Micah 2:1, woe to them that devise iniquity and work evil upon their beds. When the morning is light, they practice it because it is in the power of their hand. And they covet fields and take them by violence, and houses and take them away. So they oppress a man and his house, even a man and his heritage, okay? So these are the real illegal immigrants right here, okay? All right, these Edomites, all right? And then she went into Chicago being a dim lit city, okay? Back then, you had the patricians and the Flavians, okay? All right, and back in Rome, that's what there was, the patricians and the Flavians. And now today you have the Democratic Party and the Republican Party. The Democrat Party being the left wing and the Republican Party being the right wing, which makes up the two wings on the eagle, which is the emblem that both Rome and Babylon, aka America, uses, all right? More proof that this place is Rome 2.0 altogether again. It's Rome 2.0 all over again, all right? But illegal immigrants and deportations, all right? And they're the real illegal immigrants, okay? But if you're voting, that is a telltale sign. That is a clear sign that you are still conformed, still following, still doing and trusting in the traditions, the customs, and the ways of this present day evil world. I should say temporal, because it is slated for destruction. If you're still voting, then your mind is conformed to the world. And Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai says, anyone who is a friend of this world is an enemy to him, okay? Let's get that real quick. Let's grab it. Let's go and get it in James real quick, all right? James 4:4. And it says, ye adulterers and adulteress, know ye not that the friendship of the world is enmity with God? See, whosoever therefore will be a friend of the world is the enemy of God. All right. Okay, there it is. Okay. So, man, if you're voting, that's a clear sign that you're still cleaving to this present day evil world. Again, I should say temporal, because it's slated for destruction, and you're not cleaving to Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, and you're aligning yourself, you're setting yourself up for destruction, to get thrust through with this place, because it's slated for destruction, and you're going to go into that lake of fire. You're going to be destroyed with everything else. That Zechariah 13th chapter, verses 8 and 9, where it talks about 2/3 are going to go into the lake of fire. And that's for trusting in this broken reed that it talks about in that Isaiah 36 chapter, verses 5 and 6, I do believe. But let's go here again, okay? Let's go right back in Jeremiah, and let's get Jeremiah 50 and 33. And it says, Jeremiah 50 and 33, and it says, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. So we are behind enemy lines. We are in captivity, okay? And this is Jacob's trouble right here, okay? This is Jacob's trouble, all right? This is Jacob's trouble that we're in right now, all right? And it just went to another level. It says, at last, okay, well, thus saith the Lord of hosts, the children of Israel and the children of Judah were oppressed together, and all that took them captives held them fast, and they refused to let them go. So we are in captivity right now, okay? That's what we're in, captivity, okay? And this is Jacob's trouble. I'll get it now. Let me grab it. Jeremiah 30 and 7. And it says, at last that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it, okay? And we're going to be saved out of this trouble. But again, like I said, if you think you're, this is our trouble, not in captivity, then you're mistaken, okay? If you think you're free, you're mistaken, okay? Because we are in captivity, we are behind enemy lines, okay? And like it says in that Jeremiah 50 and 33, we are oppressed together right now, right now. Fast forward to real time. We are oppressed together, okay? And we are in Jacob's trouble right now. In fact, it just went to another level, okay? Our trouble just went to another level. But we are definitely in Jacob's trouble. And in a minute, it's going to hit the apex of it, okay? But it says in Jeremiah 50 and 33, we are oppressed together, okay? And this is our trouble. So these illegal immigrants, okay, this is our brethren, okay? This is the Northern Kingdom tribes that they're rounding up right now, okay? All right. Jeremiah 30 and 7, at last, for that day is great, so that none is like it. It is even the time of Jacob's trouble, but he shall be saved out of it, okay? And we're going to be saved out of it, all right? Let's go here and get ready to close the lesson. Let's grab Ezekiel. Let's get Ezekiel 37 and 22. Ezekiel 37 and 22, and it says, And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel. And that's Yahweh Bahasham, Yahweh Shah, talking about putting us back in our land, the land of milk and honey. And all right, we're talking about putting us back in our land, which is originally ours, okay? And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Israel, and one king shall be king to them all. And they shall be no more two nations, neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore at all. So we're going to be saved out of this, okay? But illegal immigrants and deportations, and this lady here was talking about, she was excited, happy, man. And I just pretty much gave you everything about that there, you know. So that's pretty much all I have right now, Israel, on this immigration thing, illegals and immigrants deportation part 2. Lord will, the lesson is edifying through the Spirit. In closing, I'd like to say Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rakakadas Barakatah, Shalom, and Abba Babo.